Yo, we are back. It's the Goodfellas Podcast. It's your boy Dougie. I got A Will, I got Five with me. Fellas, another football week. NFL wise is in the books. My Bears won last night on Monday night.
Club Dub was open.
It was open. I hope you was there before 11.
Nah, you could have got in. It was a little mid. A little mid for y'all, man.
Washington, D.C., But nonetheless, we got the win. Antonio Brown. This has got to be like the fifth show in a row we have talked about Antonio Brown. And not for good reason. So now I'm going to go to you. He was with your boys. What happened? You sending out the emails. I know you getting the alerts. What happened?
I think it was more to the second accusation with the text message than people believe. Because when he got signed and the first one came out, and that, kind of, I don't want to say went to the wayside, but it was like they was going to let the NFL handle it. And then the second one came out, he was on Friday, he went to practice on Friday, and then after practice he got cut. So that just lets me to believe that there was more to it, or the NFL is probably going to put him on that exempt list, which will prohibit him from playing. And I'm not going to say he blew his chance, but he should have just been open with the Patriots from day one. And I know a lot of this, it looked like it just came out of nowhere, but it didn't just come out of nowhere. Like, he knew about it. He probably heard rumblings about it. And then, I just think the way he handled it was completely wrong.
So, interesting thing is, he was on Twitter ranting about it, right? So, I'm looking at the timeline now, and I noticed he deleted his tweet in regards to Kraft. Because they said Kraft, especially after them tweets, he wasn't finna cut no check for him.
I don't believe that.
So, what you don't believe?
That Kraft not going to pay him the money if he loses the grievance.
I mean, that came from a pretty good source.
I don't believe it.
I mean, he probably acted out of emotion when he first saw it. Somebody probably told him that. He probably did say it, but I mean, that didn't mean that was his final judgment. But I mean,
I just think the timing of it was all wrong. Like, you can't, if you did something, you gotta look at the timing of everything. I bring up Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp got caught. He didn't pay the prostitutes or whoever he didn't pay. You know what I'm saying? He got kicked off NFL Network. They didn't rush judgment. It probably happened. They probably knew about it. All this stuff was coming out. It's like, we can't have this be represented on our show. We got to let you go. You got to get in front of a lot of things. He tried to bring up Shannon Sharpe having sexual allegations. He tried to bring up Big Ben. We all know Big Ben had the two, sexual allegation cases against him.
He deleted that too.
But all of that stuff, a lot of that stuff, Big Ben stuff came up in the off season. Your stuff is during season. And then it was the way in which you handled yourself in the open. All of that just starts to create a dark cloud over your head. It gives you a black eye. It's ugly. It looks ugly. Even if you flip the page and you go and say Ray Rice, look at Ray Rice's incident. His incident was bad. At first he went, they found out about it. You know what I'm saying? He came and had his press conference. He got suspended for 2 games. But then when that video came out, it's like, dude, ain't no going back. We can't take the video away. Tyreek Hill not Tyreek Hill. Kareem Hunt is the same thing. The video came out, it looked bad. It don't matter what you did or how innocent it was or harmless or, painless or whatever. The video is out there. People can see it. So you have to act. And that's the thing I think Antonio, from his tweets that he was sending out on Sunday.
Supposed to be playing football on Sunday. He tweeting.
The tweets he sent out on Sunday, it was just he was just in it, in his feelings. He was in the heat of the moment, but he wasn't really thinking clear. And I just feel like that's where you gotta have some solid people around you to just be like, hey man, give me your phone.
He did lead the one tweet up. He said he will not be playing in the NFL anymore. He said these owners can cancel deals, do whatever they want at any time. We will see if the NFL Players Association holds them accountable. Sad they can just void guarantees anytime going on. 40 mil, 2 months. We'll see if they pay up. Exclamation mark.
No, they're not gonna pay.
You got to be an idiot to be out at $40 million in a matter of months. Especially the $30 mil guarantee to Oakland. The Patriots was more like a second chance, right? It's like your second, your last chance. But Oakland, like, if you're not acting like an idiot, I mean, you'll be getting your money. So.
But I mean, even in New England, he didn't do anything
Well,
wrong.
yeah, he didn't do anything, but it stemmed from Oakland.
No, I don't think it stemmed from. I'm the way the NFL we are in today. Like you have, like this is the sad part about it, right? Like they're reactionary still, but they're reactionary because a lot of the players forced them to be reactionary. Like if Antonio Brown would have went to New England, would have went to Robert Kraft and said, "Hey, I'm just gonna let you know right now. I've been hearing rumblings about this. Somebody's gonna come out and say A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. This is the story behind it. Somebody gonna come out and say this. This is the story behind that." Like if you tell them and the Patriots sign you and they know like, okay, there's a potential that you might not be able to play. Like you might go on this NFL exempt list. You might have to go into court. Like they might be okay with it. I mean, look at Patrick Chung. He's playing every Sunday. And the man got a drug case pending right now until the season is over.
Drug lord.
Man.
I mean, look at Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon came. He played with them last year. They traded for him. The man came off suspension. He traded for him. He got reinstated. And then he got back suspended. They knew what they were dealing with. I believe they knew what they was dealing with Patrick Chung, with the drug case. And they knew what they were dealing with Josh Gordon. Obviously, because they traded for him. So when people know, they know what to expect. They can handle it. When I sign you, and then something come out the 2 days after I sign you, and it's like, wait a minute, where did this come from? And then you play 1 week, and then in the middle of the next week, something else come out. Like, come on, man.
So, before you chime in, if he would have been in Oakland and played week 1, his money would have been guaranteed, right? That 30 mil?
No, it was something else to it.
I believe it was something. Well, the 30 mil is guaranteed, but the 30 mil is guaranteed to split up. It's split up. Just like his 9 million in New England was split up. Like he didn't get he was supposed to get 5 million, and then the other 4 was supposed to come based off something else, but he didn't even get that. So it's all in the contract and how they set up your guarantees. The only way you get guaranteed is like Julio when it was a signing bonus.
Yes.
That means like once the ink is dry, like once you can put a slash on the paper as your autograph. I mean, as your signature. That's your money. It's being wired to you in the bank.
80's made a clean.
Like Brady. I like what Brady does.
Yeah.
158,000 compared to 40 mil. Speak on it.
Man, you can't create bad energy towards yourself. Like you just can't. Like it's gonna follow you. Like it's gonna follow you.
Bad energy.
Like and the only person who I think and I talked a little bit about it. I said, man, Le'Veon Bell, as quiet as kept, was the big problem in the Steelers locker room, supposedly, right? He's moved on. He's signed with a new team. He's handled it with class. Team might be trash, but he's not complaining. He's not going to the front office saying, why are we not doing this? Why are we not doing that? I'm playing football. I wanted to get paid. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to go step from there. You know, maybe handle that in the offseason, see what they do in terms of upgrading the team, upgrading positions around me. But for right now, I'm going to handle it with class, and I'm going to make my money, and I'm going to continue to play football.
He put out a tweet too saying the exact same thing.
Yeah. I feel like Antonio Brown hasn't been doing that. Like, I feel like, you know, since day one when he stepped into the Raiders locker room, it's been about him, and it hasn't been about the team. Like, I'm not saying he's selfish, and I'm not in that locker room, so I can't tell you 100% what's going on. But from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like. Shannon Sharp, I know him and Shannon Sharp are having their spats back and forth. But Shannon Sharp has had a lot of interaction with a lot of these NFL guys. He said one of the most selfish guys he's probably ever met. And that bad energy just followed him, right? You know what I'm saying? He creates havoc in Pittsburgh. All right, he creates havoc with the Raiders. he goes to New England and Havoc finds him. Right? You know, they say trouble will find you, right? You don't have to find trouble. Trouble will find you. Right? If you created trouble in the past two places that you were in, okay, we gonna follow you. All right, well, we gonna follow you, and I hope they're not true. They're allegations, right? You know what I'm saying? If they are true, he needs to be dealt with whatever court system or whatever they're gonna do outside of the court system. But I do think people need to realize that these are serious allegations, whether they're true or not. And every man does deserve a fair trial too. But like A. Will said, if you're not out in the open about it and you catch people out surprised, you know, if you want a day off, right, and you're supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock, and then you call at 8:01 and say, hey, can I have the day off? That's not going, it's not going to dwell over.
Well, you don't call it off.
Yeah, you don't call it off. And then you say, oh, I meant to tell y'all that I wasn't coming in. Like you can't catch people like that all surprised because, everybody needs a heads up about things. You need to know how you're going to handle things. You got to know how you're going to answer questions. You can just tell. And I will get back to what I said a couple weeks ago about the Patriots. They don't play that. All right? They don't play that. They don't play guessing games. They're not going to spit back and forth with you. They're not going to do that. They're just not. They're
he thanked the Patriots after he left. He didn't thank them.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get his money. Yeah, he thought he was going to get his money. Of course
I don't think that's why he thanked him. I think he thanked him because, that's, to me, again, I'm going to go back and say this, that's where he wanted to be. But one thing you just said is true. Like, Patrick Chung hasn't been available for the media. The media has yet to ask Bill Belichick or anybody on the Patriots about Patrick Chung's situation. So that just lets you know, like, certain things, if I'm able to get out in front of it, then if I know about it, then I can get out in front of it. And I can handle it accordingly. Like, it's one thing for it to be like one allegation where it's like, okay, let's let you go out there. And they did that, right? They sent him out there. He talked to the media. He gave the Patriot answer, kept it all the way team. He said nothing about himself, kept it all the way team. And like I said, Wednesday, after they won Sunday, Wednesday, here come number 2. And it's just like, dude, they know. At that point, you know.
Belichick looks so annoyed, dog.
Yeah, because you don't want to keep answering that question. You don't want to answer that question every time you step in front of the media. You don't want to answer it every week. And then it's like one after another, after another, after another. Like, what if you got another? What if somebody else come out the blue? Like, you gotta be better than that. He has to be smarter than that. And I think the other bad thing about it is his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. To me, is just, man, listen.
I would have been like that though.
Yeah, but I completely hate that about dude. Like, he's just like, I feel like Drew Rosenhaus is really all about money and making sure that his athletes get their money.
Top dog.
But as far as like PR and making sure that they taken care of in that aspect, it's terrible, man.
Somebody on Twitter, sounded like OJ right there. Somebody on Twitter, no, you are not going to shout out OJ right now. But anyways, let's go back.
I'm just saying.
All right, let me get back to what I said. Somebody compared Antonio Brown's camp to Adrian Broner's camp, saying that the guy has all the talent in the world, and he's got only yes men behind him. Nobody to control his actions. Nobody. Now Adrian Broner is kind of an extreme case. I 100% understand it. But Adrian Broner also is a boxer, so he kind of goes under his own umbrella. He don't really have to fall underneath the team umbrella. But Antonio Brown, like, in the last couple months, it's shown to be that. So it's shown to lash out in the media. And it seems like nobody is telling him that this is not the way to handle things. Like, there's got to be somebody telling him, hey, you can't tweet about sexual allegations on your old team's owner. It could be true or not, but you can't do that. You have such a big following that you just can't do that. And I'm just speaking on the Drew Rosenhaus case. Drew Rosenhaus has to have more control over what his clients are doing and what they're saying. And they have to know what they can and cannot do in order to make stuff work. Now, if they want to go over your head behind your advice and do those things, I would cut them loose. I mean, because you're wasting a lot of people's time at that point, right? Drew Rosenhaus has probably sat in a bunch of meetings, right, negotiating these contracts. I mean, he's multiple visits, flyouts. I get this is his job, but at the same time, it's for a lost cause, right? I sat in a meeting. I negotiated $30 million for my client. I should have it laid out for him. Listen, Antonio, we need to do this. Look, they're saying you need to make it past this date. We need to attend this. We need to do this in order to get this money, and then we'll go from there. And it seems like that's not happening. I mean, it can't, right?
Just remember Terrell Owens having an interview in his driveway lifting weights. Always remember that.
It can't, right? It can't be happening, right?
This will be our last week discussing Antonio Brown.
No, it's gonna come back.
It's gonna come back?
Yeah, it's gonna come back up.
I mean, as far as because if we discuss anything else,
he's gonna be in the NFL, man.
This
year?
Will the team pick him up this year?
If he's not on the exempt list, yeah.
That's tough. I'm gonna have to say no.
If he's not, it's already 4 teams inquiring about it. It's already 4 teams. There is a bad team that needs a wide receiver. There is a middle of the road team that needs a wide receiver. There is a team that will take a shot on Antonio Brown. The only thing they're gonna look for, the only thing they're gonna want is for him to come out and tell the truth. The NFL will give you as many chances as you need if you come out and tell the truth. Man, he's still arguably one of the best receivers in the game. Yes, he will get a chance. If he stays off that exempt list, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's going to be the issue, staying off the list.
If he get on that list, no, he'll try again next year. If he stay off that list this year, absolutely.
He stay off that list.
Absolutely.
So,
no.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I don't know if you all know the answer to this, but say he doesn't play a game this year, but he is on the exempt list. Does that follow him into the next year?
Yeah.
Oh, so
because the exempt list basically says that you can't play.
For a game, right?
No, it's you can't play until they take you off the list.
So say they take him off the list. So it's not a game. It's not like you.
You could be on the commissioner's exempt list for a whole season. You could be on there for 2 seasons. It's basically up to the commissioner to decide.
It's week by week basis. Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know. Is it gonna be a team willing to pull up with that headache?
Yes.
That's just man.
His reputation. I think his reputation so far gone now.
Did you see the immediate impact he was able to have? He didn't even practice a full week with the Patriots.
That's my
man
thing.
had 4 catches.
2 turns. No, 1 touchdown.
He had a touchdown. He had 4 catches. He had 8 targets, 4 catches, and I want to say 69 or 70-something yards.
79 yards.
I feel like it got that Tim going to the Patriots was as good as that was gonna get.
But he did nothing wrong.
No, I'm not saying he did anything wrong with the Patriots. But what I'm saying is now you didn't have to worry about the personnel getting the ball. Tom Brady's gonna get you the ball. Okay, greatest quarterback of all time. He's gonna get you the ball. He looked good out there. Now let's say a team middle of the road with a quarterback without some experience is throwing him the ball.
You don't think the Philadelphia Eagles, with Deshaun Jackson being hurt and Alshon Jeffrey being hurt, and their best receiver on the field right now is Nelson Aguilar, you don't think they could use Antonio Brown?
Not saying they couldn't use him.
If he stays off the list, you don't think they would sign Antonio Brown tomorrow? If it came out that Antonio Brown was not going to be on the NFL commissioner's exempt list, you don't think the Philadelphia Eagles would entertain with Deshaun Jackson, their 2 best receivers being hurt right now, and they want not just to make the playoffs, they want to win the Super Bowl again.
Depends on your locker room. I just think it depends on your locker room. The Eagles do need to help them.
It was, to me, it was only one team that could nip him in the bud.
It ain't about nipping him in the bud.
And-
It's really not. Like, that's the thing. And I think that's what Antonio is trying to prove. Like, stop trying to control me. Just let me play. Like, he's not in his eyes, he's not a headache.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it though. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, when he went to New England, he didn't put anything on social media. He didn't put anything. There was nothing on his social media. He changed automatically. So he's lying when he says that. That is a lie because he changed the way he
I
did.
didn't say he said it.
I'm saying he changed the way he was approaching everything.
That's what he thinks, though.
He changed the way he approached everything when he went to New England for that week, that couple weeks. He changed the way he did everything.
But he had to.
But what I'm saying is that was
You don't think he would go to another team?
But you know why he changed it? Because the respect was there for that organization.
You don't think the respect would be there for Philadelphia? Just won the
no.
Super Bowl 2 years ago.
2 years ago, what have you done for me lately?
Bro, they was just in the play. They just beat the Bears last year in the playoffs.
Jacksonville Jaguars was just in the AFC Championship.
Bro, that's
That was a couple of years ago.
That's a whole different day.
But what I'm saying is, it don't matter what you did then. What are they doing now?
Who, the Eagles?
Yeah.
They hurt. They ain't winning. They hurt.
And then you bring him to your locker room. I mean, he's not.
They weren't winning when they was healthy.
Shit. You bring him there, and then goddamn, all that's gonna blow up. And if he does if he does get signed by a team, it's not gonna work out.
Does he fit your locker room? That's what you have
It
to.
won't fit nobody's locker room unless it's Antonio Brown's locker room.
That's what you have to understand now. Like, does he fit your locker room?
I'm going to say yeah if you want to be there. If he wants to be there.
Now, what did you say he wanted to be? New England. I don't
He
see
didn't
it.
do anything wrong.
No, I'm saying though, that's where he wanted to
No,
be
he's
from
trying to
the
say,
beginning.
No, but he's in a position now where he gets to choose where he wants to be.
Right.
So he's not going. He's in a position. He's not going somewhere just. I'm going just cause. Like, I got traded there. No, he's decided. Like, he's got offers on the table. He can sit down, analyze it, think about it, contemplate, and say, okay, this is where I want to go. Your mindset is different when you're doing something you truly want to do. When you're forced to do something, when you're sent somewhere. Like, I keep telling y'all, I do not think he wanted to go to Oakland. And everybody keeps forgetting.
Hell no,
Like,
he got
It
traded.
was all
It's
about
a
the money.
trade.
It was all about the money.
it wasn't about the money then. Because he didn't have any money. Oakland just gave him that money. Everybody forgets this. He asked to be traded. New England was trying to trade for him. Pittsburgh was not trading him to New England. When you know that, when you as a person know that, if that's your destination location and you know that, now I'm not saying his antics in Oakland was the best. I'm not saying that. I'm not excusing that at all. That's piss poor. If you got traded there, go hold up your end of the deal. Because you didn't have to re-sign, you didn't have to restructure your contract. You didn't have to do that. But at the same token, if I don't want to be there, that's what his actions showed me. He really didn't want to be there. He did it was because if it was about the money, he would have shut up and just got the 30 mil. But he didn't want to be there. He did everything all summer to show y'all he did not want to be in Oakland.
I think I'm gonna go. I 100% get what A. Will's saying. I just think the tweets is gonna the tweets are gonna come back to kind of put some doubt in some owners' minds and in some GM's mind. I mean, anytime you're willing to do that to a GM owner who was willing to take a risk on you, I mean, you're doing it. I mean, the Shannon Sharp stuff, whatever. I mean, I get it. They're going back and forth. I mean, your old quarterback. We get it. Y'all been kind of going back and forth. But Ben has kind of been high class. I mean, they were throwing some shots when they were teammates, but after that, like, Ben kind of just was like, whatever. You know, I'm focused on the Steelers, my new guys. Like, I think that's gonna leave a sour taste in people's minds who are willing to go after him. Now, it's a business too, so there's gonna be some people who wouldn't turn the other cheek and take a risk on him. I mean, there's some people that will sell their souls to win.
What if he went to the Chiefs?
He ain't
Well,
fast
I mean,
enough. He ain't fast enough.
and they just got rid of a guy because of these same, well, not the same reasons, but similar reasons. So.
And they got to play on that. Tyreek Hill still got his stuff.
Basically, they got enough going on.
They got enough going on. And they winning. They don't have anything that needs to be, they don't got nothing that's broken. So
We've given AD enough time. We gonna keep it. We gonna talk about the Chiefs. Mahomes, 10 touchdowns. On pace for 60. Dog, he next up. Whenever Brady retires, dog, the boy next. I know you probably don't like to hear that. Whenever your boy retires, whether it's at the age of 50, 60, or 70.
We done skipped how many quarterbacks to just give it to him?
No, I say he next up.
I mean,
Next
we
up.
still skipped how many to get to him?
I mean, I ain't seen a
Aaron Rodgers
quarterback.
done retired or something?
Man, I take him. Aaron Rodgers is not.
I say he
good.
next up. Aaron Rodgers is older though. I say he's next up. When I say next up, Aaron Rodgers has already been up. He has a Super Bowl. Did he not? Does he not?
Man. But
Yeah,
Aaron,
they're already comparing him as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
But Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked good this year. I mean, I think we all could agree on that, right? I mean, I get it. He's got a new coach, new OC, but they haven't looked good.
Like
Mahomes has looked outstanding.
he's got next. We got a whole wave of quarterback. Like you got your Brady's, Manning's retired. You got Aaron Rodgers is getting up there in age. Drew Brees is up there in age. I mean,
Russell Wilson just stopped playing football, and then
He is better than Russell Wilson right now. He's better than Russell Wilson right now.
they don't even like that. They don't even like to use Russ like that though.
Second best quarterback in the league now. I'm sorry.
Russell Wilson just threw for
They just lost to the Saints at home.
Yeah.
Without Brees, this is the first time Pete Carroll has ever lost a game at home in September.
Seen before.
First time he's ever lost a game at home.
A lot of those were they were just stat pads. He was passing.
And
He was
Mahomes
stat-
is
he was
playing,
stat padding.
and Mahomes is playing without his guys.
playing without one guy. One.
Hell of a lot of guys.
He's playing without one guy.
Man got 10 touchdowns, no interceptions.
And without his running back too. Starting running back out too. Last week.
He ain't got next?
No.
Who got next?
I don't even know. I'm taking Russell Wilson before I take him.
No.
What is your
You
thing?
would.
What is it
You
against
would.
Mahomes?
You wouldn't.
No,
What is it? Because if it wasn't for
What
a
is
coin,
so
if it
like-
wasn't for a coin
Here
flip,
y'all go.
no, are we lying though? You said it yourself before. If it wasn't for a coin flip,
Do I think they would have won that game? You asked me, do I think the
no,
Chiefs
I'm
would've won
saying
that game?
if it wasn't for a coin flip, we won't know. It was almost like whoever got the ball first was gonna score because they both were scoring on each other. It wasn't like it was.
Everybody forgets the first half. The
That's
Chiefs
what
didn't
they-
do anything.
That's the first
Like
half.
they didn't have many points. Y'all sitting here like every time the man stand on the field or step on the field, he throwing a touchdown every time.
Well, what happened
Like,
in the
let's-
second
let's
half?
Great
calm
second half.
down.
They had a great second half.
Would you rather have a bad first half and end the game strong, or would you rather start off good and end the game terrible? How many times has
Or would
Tom
I
Brady
just rather have a great game the whole game? How about that?
did they lose because of Mahomes? They lost because of a
Did
penalty.
the Seahawks
Two
lose because of
penalties.
Russell Wilson? Did the Seahawks lose because of Russell Wilson?
He could have audible.
Did they lose because he threw 4 touchdowns?
He
So
could've
did they
almost-
lose because of him?
Who? You talking about?
The Seahawks. Y'all just said the Seahawks just lost to the Saints without Drew Brees, but Russell Wilson threw for 4 touchdowns and 300-some yards.
Did you watch the game?
Did they lose because of Russell
Did
Wilson?
you watch the game?
No, I was at a baby shop.
Okay,
Russell
so
Wilson was not good the
Dude.
first 3 quarters of that game.
Case
Did he-
Keenum threw for 330-something yards yesterday. Are you gonna tell me and said that and he had a good game?
Bro, we don't went from Russell Wilson to Case Keenum. Man, we sliding this goalpost.
Nah,
We
Russell Wilson.
sliding this shit out of this
Russ,
goalpost.
the Seahawks haven't looked good this year either.
You can't slide the goalpost like it's like you telling me he threw for 400 yards and they lost, and I can sit here and tell you he didn't look good. The
And
numbers
you went
and
to
you-
Case Keenum.
because you didn't see the game obviously.
You
Case
went to-
Keenum threw for 335 yards yesterday. I'm saying they're not in the same league as a player, but you can look at Case Keenum numbers from yesterday and be like, oh, he had a good game.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Well, why did Russell have a good game?
I didn't say he had a good game.
You bring it up
You
400
keep saying,
yards.
y'all keep saying that the man got next up as if Russell Wilson has not been in 2 Super Bowls already, as if Russell Wilson has not won a Super Bowl, as if Russell Wilson has not been in the playoffs every single year, and we can't even name a receiver over in Seattle. And you sitting here telling me that Patrick Mahomes,
Tyler Lockett.
Come on.
DJ
I can
Metcalf.
name the Legion of Boom, one of the
and
greatest
they ain't there,
defensive.
and guess what? They ain't there. They weren't there last year, and they still got to. The Seahawks still got to the playoffs last year. So explain it to me, because Cam Chancellor got hurt last year. Sherman was gone. Who else? And the safety, Earl Thomas, he got hurt last year. So the Legion of Boom was gone. It was gone, and they still got to the playoffs, and they still had a winning record. I think they were like 10.
So they got to the playoffs and did what?
Ray, they got to the playoffs. And you see
So this is my thing. What I'm
see
going to tell
how
you.
we keep
In
moving
a
the
terrible-
goalpost.
in a
We
terrible
keep-
division.
Oh
No,
my!
no, no. What's a better
In a terrible
conference?
division,
Better
too.
conference. NFC, AFC.
In a terrible division too.
The NFC is the better conference.
You might have a point. But
and the NFC West is way
so
tougher
what?
than
So,
the AFC
so
West.
are you going to be telling
So-
me? So if let's say Patrick Mahomes, let's say for the next 2-3 years, right? Let's say he plays Brady. Let's say he loses. Let's say he makes one Super Bowl, right? But he keeps getting to the conference championship, and Russell Wilson keeps getting to the first round.
He's already the second best quarterback. I don't even know why we're talking about this. He's the second best quarterback right now.
If Russell Wilson had 10 touchdowns and no interceptions right now,
I would not be on here saying Russell Wilson is the second best quarterback in the NFL because the second best quarterback in the NFL plays in Green Bay. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Hey,
Just-
3-0-2.
Just hasn't looked good the last 2 years. I mean, they just haven't.
You just sat up here 2 weeks ago and said the man lost how many games yesterday by a touchdown or less, and now we saying he ain't look good. When last year he played on a hurt knee the entire year, and they was damn near almost in the playoffs.
I mean, I give them kudos.
Oh, man.
Who was damn near almost in the playoffs?
Green Bay, if they win 3 of those games, if they lost by a touchdown or
3
less.
games is almost in the playoffs, huh?
Bro, what was their record last year?
Oh, my
7-9.
God.
If they win 3 games, they 10-6. They in the playoffs.
3 games is a lot out of 16.
Oh my God. Yo, we just sliding it.
We ain't sliding
it. Just keep sliding it. Just keep sliding
He's
it.
the second best quarterback in the
Just
league.
keep
I don't even know why
flying.
I'm arguing about this with anybody. You continue
Y'all
to
be
prove it.
Y'all be prisoners of the moment.
It's a season long. It's 19 games.
I will say this. We got a long season to go. We got a long season.
You don't
But
take this those 6,000
but
yards.
but
Come
look,
on, man.
but look, hey Will, I will go back to what you said. You said this year expect for him to regress.
That ain't happening.
You said expect for teams to figure him out. Hold on now. You said expect for him to regress.
So they won a Super Bowl after 3 games?
I didn't say they did.
I mean, y'all might as well. That's what y'all keep
But he's
saying.
off to a better start this year.
Has Brady threw a touchdown yet?
He's the GOAT.
Has Brady threw
Why
one
are
yet?
we mentioning him?
Has he threw one yet?
What?
Has Aaron Rodgers threw his interception yet? Is Patrick Mahomes the only quarterback in the NFL that hasn't thrown an interception yet?
With 10 touchdowns?
Is he the only quarterback in the NFL that has not thrown an interception yet?
Tom Brady throwing no interceptions again.
No, nobody can answer that
I
question.
said he was next up. I didn't say he was the best in the league.
He's the second best
okay.
quarterback in the league.
Okay.
So when you look at next up, who would you put?
I just told y'all who next. You want me to say
So
it
after
again?
Russell Wilson, who else you got?
It's Aaron Rodgers.
How?
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers.
listening. When I say next up, Aaron Rodgers is older, bro.
All right, man.
It's like saying next up in the NBA. It's like saying when people say Giannis,
We're not
or when
saying
people
Aaron
say
Rodgers
we're not
not
saying
bad.
he's not. I'm saying next up, bro. The younger guys next up.
I ain't even saying he's the second best quarterback in the league right now. I mean, somebody prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. He's getting W's and numbers. What more else do you want from the man? The man had LaShawn McCoy back there. He had Darrell Williams. Y'all can't even tell me what college he played at and when he was in college. In the backfield, he out there throwing to DeMarcus Robinson, Hardeman, and Sammy Watkins.
McCall Hardman.
Come on, man. Come on,
He got Travis
man.
Kelce out there.
Come on,
He
man.
do got Kelsey though.
Come on,
He out
man.
there.
He ain't even been using Kelsey like that.
He ain't even been using Kelsey.
He using him.
I don't think Kelsey got a touchdown yet this year.
What do you got to do to be next up?
Come on.
Will, what do you got to do?
Come on.
What do you got to do?
Play more than 19 games. Y'all be ready to crown.
The man he's answered every bell. I mean, I'm going to crown him when you answered the bell. He's answered every single bell.
Boof, I just want you to know you're the same 2 people that told me Ben Simmons was the next LeBron James. Okay. During his rookie year.
I mean, his numbers.
I just want to let you know
I
that.
mean, his numbers.
I just want y'all to remember.
I mean, his numbers.
like y'all be so quick to crown people.
Like
so
Ben Simmons is.
quick.
Ben
to
Simmons'
crown
numbers
people.
not impressive?
No.
The next LeBron James. We're not talking about impressive numbers.
Wait, number one. I
I'm
said
quoting y'all directly
And,
as
and
y'all.
number one,
James
I said
like
he
it.
plays similar to
Oh
LeBron.
my God.
And I said he just don't have a jumper.
We keep.
Did I-
Assist,
we
the
keep-
rebound, the
we keep moving.
physicality of the game.
We keep moving.
I never
get
said
it.
he was
I
the
get
next
it, man.
LeBron.
I get it. Man.
I've
We
never
keep
ever said that. Never ever have
Go
I
sit here and tell us live.
have I ever said he was the next LeBron? I've said he's similar to LeBron. They got similar game.
Mahomes ain't slowing down. If Mahomes would have slowed down this year, I'd have been like, okay, well, yeah, maybe, but it ain't happening. No Hunt, no Hill, no problem. No Hunt, no Hill, no problem. He's still 3-0. And then lived up to all the hype. And when they just hyped up the matchup between him and Lamar Jackson last week, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. Lamar had all his stuff in garbage time when they were already down. Like, this dude is the truth. Like, we just need
Did y'all watch that game?
Yes, I watched it.
So you saw the blown coverage when McCole Harmon scored a touchdown? You saw it, right?
I mean,
Did you see it? Okay.
I mean, it's still Mahomes still making the play. Like, he's still making the reads. Every quarterback can't make that. We talking about how Mitch
Every
can't make
quarterback
a throw to save his life.
A flat out blown coverage. You can't make that?
Some quarterbacks
Flat
can't.
out
Some
blown
quarterbacks
coverage.
can't.
That's not his fault though.
To a guy that run a 4.240.
Some quarterbacks can't.
So who we blaming for that? Mahomes?
No. Y'all just keep crying. Come on, just keep crying.
I mean, at one point though, hey Will, last year you didn't want to say he was the MVP.
I will completely stand by this. If the Saints do not lose those games during the end of the year, Drew Brees wins the MVP. Yes, I stick by that.
But what I'm saying
They
is,
lost games.
They also lost games because their offense wasn't what it
That's
needed
right.
to be.
Again, if they don't lose those games, and it was Drew Brees' fault, I can say that. But if they don't lose those games, Drew Brees is the MVP.
well, they lost.
And Mahomes kept it chugging. Period. And he continues to keep it chugging.
3 games.
Like, I don't understand, like, how we
So
can't-
if he has another successful season,
he can have a dud last week and still lead the league in passing by about 300
So
yards.
yeah, if he has another successful season, throws for 50 plus touchdowns, and goes deep into the playoffs.
You gonna ask me, do I think he's next up? No.
Well, if that happens, that'll be what? Almost 40 games? What, 30? How many games would that be? You say you need more than 19 game sample size.
16 and 16 is what?
No, I'm talking about
16
playoffs
and
too.
16.
Playoffs too.
16.
Playoffs too. You
Well,
want to add some numbers. Add a couple more games.
That's how we did the playoffs.
All right.
They lost.
Who they lose to?
The Patriots.
Who and what quarterback is on the Patriots? Reasons why I say he got next up.
Okay.
You don't think it's a learning experience playing against Tom Brady in the playoffs like that?
Ask that man.
Answer that as a young guy. A young guy.
He's got 250 more passing yards than anybody else in the league right now. Like, it's like he's putting up again record-setting numbers. Like, how can we not just say he's not the second best quarterback doing it? Like,
I get it. If you need a bigger sample size, I get that. Would you need 3 seasons?
I'm just saying, y'all just crown him after 3 games.
What do you mean?
Listen, the Chiefs about to win it. He gonna win the MVP again. The Chiefs about to win the Super Bowl. They gonna go undefeated.
we did not say that.
Nobody said that.
We did not say that.
Let's just keep crowning.
We did not say that. Aaron Rodgers ain't been to a Super Bowl in how many fucking years?
9.
Damn,
9.
When the last time he been in an NFC Championship game?
The NFC Championship
Against
game.
the Bears. Was that against the Bears? It had to have been against the Bears when he had color. When he hurt his
That
knee.
wasn't the last time they was in the NFC Championship game.
The Bears in the NFC Championship?
Yeah, with color.
That was they had a bye, right?
That was the year that they won the Super. That was the year that Rodgers won the Super Bowl.
What year was that?
2010. That was 9 years ago. I believe he's been in the NFC Championship in the past 9 years. And Aaron Rodgers, but you know, 1 week we praise him for throwing the ball away and only throwing for 2 interceptions. The next week we say he's
No, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not the top 5 quarterback in the league. He's a top 5 quarterback in the league. But Mahomes is clear number 2. I want that to be
it's in your
clear.
eyes. He's clear in your eyes.
I know.
He ain't
Clear.
on
It should be clear in everybody's eyes. He should be clear in everybody's eyes.
Wow.
Your eyes are deluded
Well.
if you can think that Mahomes not the second best quarterback in the league right now.
Well,
He better than Watson.
yes.
No, I'm going
Yes.
through a list right now.
Oh
Yes.
my
I'm going through a list.
Yes, he
What
better
the
than
fuck
Sean
off
Watson.
this shit, boy?
I'm gonna say Mahomes is what 20, 23. Quarterbacks. How old is Russ? Is Russ 30? Gotta be.
Yeah, Russ gotta be 30.
So between the ages of 23 and 30, who best quarterback? So, I mean, you said
Between
Russ.
who?
Who? Rank 'em. These. Where would you put Mahomes? Where would you put him? You said Russ. You got Russ ahead of him.
I got Aaron Rodgers ahead of.
Aaron, when I say next up, bro, listen what I'm saying when I say next up, bro. Like when Jordan was in, like when people were saying Kobe was next up, Kobe wasn't out there, like he was still finding his game. But people said he was next up.
So Aaron Rodgers was in the NFC Championship game in 2016. That's the last time he been to the playoffs.
The last time he been to the playoffs was 3 years ago, and there was an NFC Championship game.
2016.
Oh, okay, 3 years ago.
So when I say next up, bro, how old is Aaron Rodgers?
That's 3. He ain't been to the playoffs. He can't even make the playoffs.
This is
You talking about the playoffs?
this is the third year though.
You talking about the playoffs? Sometimes you get leapfrogged that quick. It don't take much. It don't take much.
When Mike in the 80s, that's what they saying.
Aaron
He was-
Rodgers, 36 years old. Sometimes it
Next
don't
up.
take much, man.
You don't think people were saying Jordan wasn't next up after this
Everybody
first year?
can't be great at 40 like Brady.
Oh man.
It's just, yeah, it's just, that's just what it is. What it is.
So I'm not finna say Aaron Rodgers got
Kicking
next
Eli
up.
out the league right now.
When-
37.
He didn't. Aaron Rodgers done been there and done that.
Okay.
So next up is the guys that ain't did it yet.
It's over for Rodgers.
You know what I'm saying? He done been there, done that. He already, you talk amongst the greats with him. Next up is your Deshaun Watsons, you can still say Ryan and Russ 30.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers don't have half the passing yards and half the touchdowns that Mahomes got right now.
What does
Like-
that have to do with anything?
That ain't even wrong. I just want to know who is next up. If outside of Russ, who else? Who else you got?
I don't even know half these quarterbacks' age.
Who you got? Name them. You got famous Jameis down there in Tampa Bay.
Hell no. He throws too many interceptions. Dak Prescott looked pretty good with his,
Looked
with
pretty
his
damn
weapons.
good.
He looked pretty damn good with
Pretty
his
damn
weapons.
good, huh?
He got a lot of weapons too.
You
And
put
he's taking
Dak
it-
over Mahomes?
I don't know.
You out your
I
damn.
don't know.
Come on and say it.
I don't know.
You out your damn.
I'm not going to be like y'all and say, oh shit, Dak Prescott looked good after three games with all
He has
these
looked
weapons, and say he next up. I gotta see it. I have to
This
see
ain't
it.
been 3 games.
I gotta see it.
I mean, we've
Y'all
seen Prescott without Zeke though, and he
we,
struggled.
and we've also seen Prescott with Zeke. We've also seen Prescott without receivers. We've seen Prescott with receivers. We've also seen Prescott without Jason Witten. We've seen Prescott with Jason Witten. This year, guess what we see Prescott with? Zeke, 2 receivers, 3 receivers as a matter of fact, and Jason Witten. And he looks damn good.
Let me ask you this:
He looks damn
he looks impressive.
good.
They're receiving, and the Cowboys actually our next topic. Is that receiving core better than the one right now in Kansas City?
On paper or on the field?
Both.
On paper, oh, you gonna make me? Come on, man. They better or both.
I mean, you got Tyreek Hill versus.
He'll play
a quarter.
He
He's
not
played
there.
a quarter.
So again, y'all, that's what I'm saying.
Even with Hill, go ahead. Even with Hill, then we gonna go without Hill.
And with Hill, I'm gonna give it to Kansas City. Without Hill, because Amari Cooper is no slouch, and Amari Cooper is hurt.
That's what we trying to say.
And Amari Cooper is hurt.
Amari Cooper,
He
Randall
didn't look hurt
Cobb.
He didn't look hurt last week.
And Michael Gallup, is now hurt.
He's hurt, yeah.
He's hurt. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to see. You asking me to give you something, and Dallas has given me a 3-game sample size. Kansas City has given me a 3-game sample size. Y'all asking me to tell y'all which receiving core is better after 3 games.
I'm really asking you that's sidetrack, but I'm talking about Mahomes and Dak.
Again, I cannot answer that question because
Dak been in the league how many years?
But Dak has just got an elite receiver last year, and he had him for 9 games. And Dak looked pretty damn good when he had that elite receiver for 9 games. And now he has had him this year for 3 games with another receiver and another receiver, and he looked damn good.
And still 300 yards
but
short of
don't
Mahomes. What Mahomes doing?
That is all fine and dandy. That's fine and dandy.
So Dez wasn't elite. I'm just was he?
I mean, running. If you call what being a top pick elite. If you call a man who's limited as far as running routes in the game of football elite, if you call a man that can't separate or gain separation, if you call that being elite, then yeah, he was elite. But if you listen to some of the great wide receivers, Michael Irvin, Chris Carter, the other one is leaving my mind right now. Moss has talked about him. Steve Smith has talked about him. These are some greats that talk about the limitations in Dez Bryant's game.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
So you asked me, was Dez Bryant elite? No, he had a name behind him.
So let me ask you this, because this is interesting. This is my thing. Let's say.
And they're 2 totally different offenses. And so that's the other thing. We comparing Kansas City offense with Andy Reid, who's going to spread that ball. We know that. He's going to spread the ball. He loves to use his running backs. He loves to use his receivers. He loves to use speed, right? Boom. Versus Dallas, where they have a running back. They have the best running back in the game. They got to keep him happy.
I know.
They
I
haven't
agree with
been,
that.
though. They haven't been, though.
The man just rushed for 100-some yards and a touchdown last week.
They did not have a touchdown.
But he did rush for 100-something.
Oh, he had 100 yards.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
100
Tony
yards.
Pollard. Tony Pollard had 100 yards and a touchdown.
So let me ask you this, right?
I mean, they were pounding the ball at the end. They were up 25.
So do you think if we actually go this route, right? If somebody else is the quarterback for the Chiefs, do they throw 50 touchdowns?
Oh, I don't know. Andy Reid is that good of a coach. Like, I really think y'all are downplaying Andy Reid.
That's gonna go into my next question. If somebody else, like a lot of people will say this, and I've heard it about Brady. I don't agree with it.
If Brady goes to another system.
No. If somebody else, like he's just assistant quarterback.
No.
But I tell anybody else, if you put them in that system, do they do what Brady does? Hell no.
No.
That's my thing with Mahomes.
So are you gonna ask me, can Dak Prescott go to Kansas City and do what Mahomes is doing? Is that what you're gonna ask me? Because the answer, yeah. Can Mahomes go to Dallas and do what Dak is doing? Yeah. Now, if you take and say, can Mahomes come to Chicago and it'll be a great difference? Yeah. Can Mitchell Trubisky go to Kansas City and they do the same thing? No.
So if my thing is, if this guy throws for another 50 touchdowns, like we're talking about stuff that hasn't been like, has that ever been done?
Back-to-back 50.
That's my thing, man. Like, you just can't overlook that. Like,
I'm not. Oh,
no, I'm saying it hasn't been done yet. I'm saying though, if he does that, I would want to know your take on like, I don't see like, can you still say you need a sample size?
Can I see it first before I say anything? Y'all want me to crown the man after 3 games. That's all I keep saying. Y'all want me to crown the man after 3 games.
It's not gonna stop.
We can go down list of quarterbacks that have had good small sample sizes. Good small sample sizes.
Good small record-breaking sample sizes?
It's however you want to classify it.
That's different though. Good and being groundbreaking.
Okay, look at Gardner Minshew. 6th-round draft pick.
Right.
Jacksonville Jaguars. The man has looked good for 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. We're going to sit there and say he the next best thing? We're going to sit there and say that? Is he next up? Is he better than all these other people?
I just said the man had record-breaking, and you going to bring up Minshew, and the man that threw for how many touchdowns?
Probably 2.
I said record-breaking, man. This is something we not seeing. That's why I said he next up, bro. I'm not saying, I wouldn't be saying this if like, come on, man. You don't think he learned something from Brady?
2 more shots to learn something.
Come on, man.
I ain't see Alex Smith doing this when he was there.
You don't think he learned something from Brady?
You didn't see who?
I ain't see Alex Smith doing this when he was there.
Oh, he trash. That's
You don't think he learned it from Brady right now? You don't think
you might want to go back and look at Alex Smith's numbers.
20, I just looked at him.
Yep.
23 touchdowns,
Mhm.
8 interceptions. That man just threw for 50.
And Alex Smith was a chuck down.
He threw for 50.
What did they say about Alex Smith and the issue with Alex Smith? What does everybody say about the issue with Alex Smith? He could not throw the ball down the field. When Andy Reid first got there, and they had Kareem Hunt, they had Tyreek Hill, and they had Trevor. They started off what?
Like 8-0.
They was who? And everybody was
really
talking
good.
about Alex Smith was the best thing since, like, oh my God, Andy Reid has unleashed Alex Smith. This, that, and the third. And then what happened?
They
Boom.
saw, and then they saw Mahomes the next year, and they said, "Damn, he was holding them back."
But after 8 games, we were sitting here
I
talking about
no. Because the Chiefs has shown the ability to. No,
Yeah,
no.
they had done that before. They did
Alex
the year
Smith-
before that.
I never crowned Alex
They
Smith.
started off like 6-0.
Man.
They started off like 6-0 the year before that.
Yeah, they did.
Man.
They started off hot the year before that.
That's all I'm saying.
Before they had Hunt.
All I'm gonna say.
And
they
we
didn't even-
actually
and they didn't even make the playoffs.
we
the year
actually
before
said
that.
this last year when we was talking about when the Chiefs got off to that fast start. We said we've seen this before. We've seen it with Alex Smith. Let's see how good Mahomes really is.
All I keep saying is
He keep answering the bell. That's all I'm gonna say. He keep answering the bell.
Hey,
Sooner or later,
hey,
you're just
I
gonna
know
have to
you.
just say,
We gonna be waiting till we 50. Mahomes gonna have 4 Super Bowls and he gonna have the most rushing yards in NFL history, and you gonna be like, that was all right.
Gardner Minshew was pretty damn good himself too.
I'm just saying, y'all be ready quick to crown everybody.
We just saying he
We
keep
finna-
answering
we
the
finna-
bell.
And while you talking about Ben Simmons, now you can put me on record for saying this. He a jump shot away from being the best player, top 5 player in the league. A jump shot away.
Y'all hear this, right?
I mean, you can say that about him and Giannis. I mean,
jump shot away.
Jump shot away from being dominant.
Man.
Ben Simmons started making jumpers. How you gonna guard him? How you gonna guard him? You got an answer? That used to be the same thing on LeBron. Spurs showed it in 07. They made him shoot. You couldn't make them jumpers.
And what do people still say about LeBron?
LeBron showed that he can make jumpers. He's iced finals because of jumpers.
What do people still say about LeBron?
I mean, you have to have a scouting report on every player. That don't
But
mean
what
it's a
do they
good one.
what do they still say about it? Give him the jumper.
Yeah, you'd rather him shoot than dominate the
Go
paint.
under the screen and give him the jumper. He's shown he can hit it, and they still say, go under the
That's
screen.
because that's your best chance of
and give him
winning.
the jumper.
That's your best chance of winning.
Okay.
Right or wrong?
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
But
They gonna say the same thing. Even if Simmons can hit the jumper, of course they gonna say the best thing to do is to go under the screen. But if you can make that jumper, like LeBron started to show he can make that jumper, you're doomed. What do you do?
Damn if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. But he got to get the jumper first.
okay.
That's the thing.
All right. Hey, y'all crown.
I know he's rookie of the year. Dallas Cowboys. Are they for real, or is it because of their cupcake schedule so far?
Gonna find out.
We're gonna find out soon.
I mean, you're gonna find out this week.
soon.
In New Orleans.
We're not gonna find out in New Orleans.
Think they just gonna.
I don't think they're gonna dominate them, but I think they're gonna win. I don't think you're gonna find out until they play. After New Orleans, they play the Packers. They play the Eagles.
Play the Packers.
They play.
Packers ain't look good. I don't understand.
It's the defense. It's the defense.
Their defense.
Their defense looks
Their
great.
defense is their defense is winning them games.
Hey,
I mean, it ain't the offense.
That's where you go. When they start playing some of the tougher defenses. And I'm looking at their schedule. They play the Packers. They play the Saints, then the Packers. Then they play the Jets. Then they play the Eagles. They play the Giants, then they play the Vikings, then they play the Lions, then they play the Patriots. So this whole next month of October, from
I'm gonna say from this week.
from this week
The
all the
Saints
way
are
through
They
November,
can win.
all the way through the week before Thanksgiving.
I'm leaning. Do I think the Dallas Cowboys will win on Sunday? They should. But would I be surprised if they lost? No. Saints, it's just something, I don't know, man. They put
Listen, the
something-
Saints were caught off guard when Breeze got hurt versus the Rams. Like you didn't have a week to prepare for plays for Bridgewater. You didn't have a week to prepare how you're gonna do your offense. You had it set for Drew Brees being your quarterback. They had a week to prepare, and they showed that they can get it done, and they can make some changes, and they can amp some things up. So, and they're at home. We all know how their home crowd is. So, I mean, the Cowboys are favorite in the game, but it ain't much.
It's gonna be a good game.
It's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a game that their defense is going to have to show up, and they can't start lackluster like they've been doing the last 2 weeks. They did. They started off lackluster versus Washington, and they started off lackluster versus the Dolphins last week. You start off like that versus the Saints, you will be in trouble, as the Seahawks just found out. So, I mean, they're gonna find ways to make the game easier for Bridgewater, and to also get Kamara more involved. He's gonna have to carry the offense a little bit more than he's kind of used to with Breeze. You can give him some series off. You can have Breeze kind of manufacture, but he's gonna have to be a workhorse, which they want him to be, until Breeze gets back. And the Cowboys are gonna have to find some answers.
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. We're gonna keep it in the NFC East. Daniel Jones. The Eli era is just about over.
No, it is over.
All right. So
It is over.
Daniel Jones. He looked pretty damn good. 18-point comeback.
Crown.
So
Scored the winning touchdown.
So what are we? Was it a smart move on the Giants' part? Go ahead. You want me to say he's the best? Everybody isn't getting crowned, bro. You want them to get crowned, but they're not crowned, bro. You only crown the ones that look like they deserve it. So go ahead. What's your opinion on Daniel Jones?
Oh, boy. Tampa Bay missed 3 kicks.
That's the story of the league.
Tampa Bay missed 3 kicks.
Everybody missed a kick these days.
If Tampa Bay, if they hit the winning field goal or any of those other 2 kicks that they had, the Giants lose, and we sit here and say Daniel Jones lost.
But we aren't, and the legend of Daniel Jones has begun.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
I mean, but
Let's go ahead and crown him.
I mean, you can only take what happens. Like, it's a game situation, and he came through when they needed him. I mean, he did. I mean, that was what, a 4th down play or 3rd down play where he scored a touchdown on? It was a run, too, and he's not even known for running like that. Not like a mobile quarterback or anything like that. He made the plays when he needed to make the plays. Now, is Tampa Bay a good team? No. But when you win a game on the road in your first game as technically your first game as the starting quarterback, I mean, that says something. I mean, he did what he needed to do. And they looked like they had some life. I think that's going to go under the radar. Shepard, Ingram.
Saquon got hurt.
Saquon, yeah, we forgot about that. Saquon got hurt in the game.
And he's going to be out.
And he's going to be out.
What they say, 4 to 8 weeks?
He's going to be out 8 weeks.
Yeah, 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's, like.
They play the Redskins this week.
They're probably going to get another win. They're going to play it. They're playing at home. They're probably going to get another win. So, I mean, it's like, okay, they've made the right direction in changing quarterbacks. Let's see what he can do. And the best thing is, sometimes the best move is to switch quarterbacks because it gives other guys life. Other people don't get accustomed to things, accustomed to a playing style. You have to adjust, and you never know. You might like it. And those guys, the wide receivers seem to like it. I saw Shepard running routes very hard. I saw Ingram running routes very hard. And, I mean, sometimes that's how it is.
Anything else to say about the legend of
Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones?
Not at all.
All right. So, let's talk MLB. Switch gears. And I really like to talk about this, especially when it deals with the Cubs and losing.
Jesus.
You go into a series with the season on the line, 4-game series against your division rival, and you're at home. And you don't lose 1. You don't lose 2. You don't lose 3, but you get your ass swept. The season over with for the Cubs. This is done. It's over with. The bullpen has been suspect all year. Everybody's known that.
You're losing again, by the way.
Yeah, this season's over now. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. It's over with.
Losing to the Pirates now.
Yeah, it's just done.
Now they just give
And I think Chris Bryant is hurt.
Chris Bryant hurt,
He's
Baez hurt, and Rizzo is hurt.
Baez just got hurt too.
He got hurt before they played the Cardinals. Rizzo got hurt before they played the Cardinals.
No, because we watched Baez pinch hit. What was that, in the 7th or 8th that we watched them?
Would you rather, let me ask y'all this. They lost every single game to the Cardinals by 1 run. One of them games, they gave up back-to-back jacks in, what was that, the 8th or the 9th inning?
8th.
Was it the 8th inning?
Top of the 8th.
Would you rather just get your ass kicked, or would you rather just lose by 1 run with your season on the line?
That's terrible.
I mean, obviously, you rather. I mean, from a competitive standpoint,
Damn.
you'd rather just you lose by 1 run. I mean, if you're a competitor, but I mean, it's gonna feel a little bit better if you just get your ass kicked. But they haven't been good in their last.
They were actually good right up until that series. They were on like a 6-game win streak.
They were not on a 6-game winning streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've lost 6 in a row.
No, I'm saying before they played Cardinals.
They lost 2 straight to the Reds before the Cardinals.
They lost 2 straight to the Reds?
2 straight. 3-2, 4-2. And then they beat them twice.
Well, they was on a 5-game winning streak before that. They beat the Padres.
4 games.
And they dogged the Pirates.
They lost that last game to the Padres.
Right, but then they dogged the Pirates. 17-8, 14-1, 16-6.
Yep.
Beat the Reds 8-2.
And then it all went downhill from there.
You hate to see it, but you love it at the same damn time. Is Joe Madden done in Chicago?
That's interesting.
Is he done, and should they let him go?
I'm gonna say no. I'm not a fan of letting a coach go just because they were unable to make the playoffs a year after just making the playoffs. And even 2 years after delivering a world championship. I'm not a fan of that. And then the Cubs, their pitching, their bullpen, even their starting pitching hasn't been as consistent as it was. Their bullpen was bad even the year they won a World Series. So they haven't addressed the bullpen needs, and their starting pitching this year has been up and down. So I wouldn't let Joe Madden go. Also, the Cubs was dealing with a lot of off the field stuff. Like Addison Russell had the domestic violence thing, so he missed a bulk of games. And he, to me, was vital in their World Series. Chris Bryant been dealing with injuries. Schwarber, Rizzo, when you have your key players dealing with injuries, oftentimes you have to lean on your bench. You got to lean on your farm system to be able to, hold down the fort while y'all are doing what y'all need, while everybody else is getting healthy.
Right.
I don't think the Cubs they had to let go of a lot of their youth to win their World Series that 1 year. And that was the gamble that they took. And so now they're paying for it. So no, I wouldn't let Madden go. I give him another year. I give him till his contract is up. If his contract is up, I resign him for 3 years and give him 3 years. But I as a team would do more to better my roster overall.
5.
They shouldn't, but they will. This isn't the first time we've heard about Madden being, a chance of being let go. I mean, it happened last year. The fans are calling for it too, which only increases the rumbles. But I agree with everything A. Will just said. I mean, if you make the playoffs the year before and you don't make it 1 year, he's done so much for our organization that he should get a pass for a year. I mean, it's not like they were 20 games out of the playoffs. They're 4.5 back of the wild card. he should get another chance. Probably 2 chances, to be honest with you. I mean, there's so many managers out there that lose year to year to year, and they get 3, 4, 5, 6 year chances. And you telling me a guy who's helped bring you a World Series can't get 1 or 2 chances? Like, to me, that's ridiculous. But when you play in these big market teams, this is what happens. All right, when you don't make the playoffs and expectations are high, people are gonna look for a blame guy. They're gonna look for a fall guy. They're gonna look for somebody to get out the way and say, "Hey, look what we're trying to do, and we're trying to better ourselves." He just might be that fall guy. I hate to say it like that. I hate to put it all on him. He shouldn't get it, but that's probably what's gonna happen.
And I think the thing that people like, the Cubs to me are built like an American League team. They're not built like a National League team. This is why I hate the DH. Cubs don't have a leadoff hitter. Like, it's important to me in National League when you're giving up, like you're already giving up a spot in the batting order to your pitcher. Like, so you only really have 8 good batters, right? So you have to start, like, your leadoff hitter has to be that much more important in the National League versus the American League. Like, in the American League, your leadoff hitter, you can get that wrong to me, because now you still have 8 bats where you can get it right. Mm-hmm. But if you in the National League, if you get it wrong and then, like, now you're trying to power your way through the rest of this lineup, like, oftentimes that's not going to work, because in the National League it's more of a strategic game. Like, they are really, baseball becomes more strategic to me in the National League versus the American League.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that strategy it plays a lot of times when you have just power bats, it plays into the pitcher's hands, because, okay, I know this is where you struggle, this is where you're looking for. It sounds easy and I know it's hard, but all I have to do is locate this pitch. If I can locate this pitch, I know I won. And I'm just going to continue to locate that pitch against these batters. But that's, to me, like, look at Baez, Bryant, Rizzo, Schwarber, Russell. Like, those are all guys that are hitting for power. They're not hitting for contact. They're not hitting to get on base. And that's the way baseball is going, but that is hurting the Cubs. Like, to me, they don't have that balance in their lineup.
So, I think that Joe Madden is going to be done after this year. So when they won the World Series, he's been doing questionable things to me during big games for a while now. When they won that World Series in that Game 7 in Cleveland, the Cubs won that series despite of his mismanagement of the game. Kyle Hendricks was on the mound pitching lights out that series. And he took him out the game, if people remember that. He took him out, it went downhill. That's why they ended up in extra innings, right? He makes some questionable calls to me at the most pivotal point in games, and it has cost them games, and it almost cost them a World Series. Them winning the World Series to me was his extension. Like, because I felt like if they didn't win that World Series, he might have been going before we're even talking right now. Okay? So now that it's gone, they went from winning the World Series, and I think they won the next year. I think they won a series. I think they lost to the Dodgers. Might have swept them. And then last year, I think they lost, the first round? And now this year, they're not making the playoffs. They've regressed. And so when they were on top, he was making questionable decisions. And now that they're not in the playoffs, he's still making those same questionable decisions. I think he's gone.
But where did the Cubs get better? Like, from the year they won the World Series till now. In what aspect did they get better?
The pitching, the bullpen it's been suspect, but he leaves guys. He will leave bullpen guys out there too long, and he won't leave the starting guys out there long enough.
I get that, but I'm saying, where did they get better? Like, if you could look at their roster, top to bottom, where did they improve? Like, so I'll give you an example. The Yankees, right? Like, Last year they were in the American League Championship, right? No, the year before that. So 2 years ago they was in the American League Championship. Last year they lost in the division round to the Houston Astros, right? This year they done won 102 games. Aaron Boone won back-to-back 100 games, right? I can look at the Yankees roster and say, okay, this is where y'all got better. This is where y'all got better. This is where y'all got better. This is where y'all probably should have got better, but I see y'all got better in all these other areas, so you can't spend, like, I understand you can't spend money everywhere. Like, you can't get everybody. If we look at the Cubs roster from the year they won the World Series till now, where did they get better? And what, like, was it an extra bat? Was it in fielding? Was it in pitching? Was it in the bullpen? Like, where did they get better?
I agree with you. I agree with you, but that's why I think they're going to be looking for a fall guy. Like, they're going to be looking to put the blame on somebody. And they haven't really made any changes.
I'll tell you this, though.
Absolutely right.
Even their offense, compared to the World Series team, like, dude, their offense should be producing at a much higher level than they have.
But
That main core is still there.
I tell my brother this all the time. A lot of fans of baseball and a lot of Cubs fans will not realize how important Dexter Fowler was to the Cubs when they won the World Series, because he was there every day, night in and night out, lead-off guy.
Yeah.
So he made the rest of, like, you were able to set the rest of your lineup off of that guy. When Dexter left, dude, they had Chris Bryant lead off. They had Rizzo lead off. They had Schwarber lead off. They had Baez. Like, you have to have a consistent lead off guy, because that's how, like, batters get to set up how they want to attack the plate based off of where they are in the order. Like, so if one day I'm hitting leadoff and then the next day I'm batting cleanup, or one day I'm hitting leadoff and the next day I'm batting sixth, like, dude, I don't know why I'm batting in the order.
It's funny you say that, because who does Dexter Fowler?
He played for the Cardinals.
And who did they just sweep?
They swept the Cubs.
And guess who's batting leadoff?
Dexter Fowler. That's what I keep telling you. I'm telling y'all, no Cub fan, I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but a lot of Cub fans and a lot of baseball fans will not look at that and say, what are the Cubs really missing? Like, yes, they still got that main core. They still got Baez, Rizzo, Schwarber, Bryant, and Russell, right? And they still got Jason Hayward, but they're missing one thing: a leadoff guy. They don't have any consistent person that's going to come in every night and bat leadoff. And when that person get a night off, they don't even have a second person. You look at the top. Look at the Astros, the Yankees, the Dodgers, even the Red Sox. I know they ain't making the playoffs, but if you look at those top upper echelon teams, they got the same lineup every day. Same lineup. When the leadoff guy get hurt, they got a replacement. They know who gonna bat leadoff. They know where they guys is gonna be. So them guys already know, okay, this one I'm hitting. Even if somebody get hurt, they bring it back. They bring it back right in that spot.
Is it up to a coach to find that guy?
Yes, but it's also up to management to get that guy. Every batter is not a leadoff batter. Like, it's hard being a leadoff guy. Like, dude, you have to be willing to just sacrifice, like, the sexy stats for the one consistent main stat, and that's just to get on base. Let me just get on base. I don't care how I get there. Like, I don't need to get a double. I don't need to get a triple. I don't need to hit home runs. That ain't my job. My job is to get singles. Like, I have to be comfortable with getting 100 singles in a year. That's all I need to do. Get on and get over. It's the name of the game. But if I don't even have a guy that can get on because they all trying to hit home runs. Like, that's a dangerous approach.
But we all know that coaches will lose their jobs before GMs.
Oh, absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, he's gonna be that guy.
definitely about that.
Yeah, it is.
And looking at the wild card chase right now, like, man, well, in the National League now, it's pretty much sold up. Just depends, I guess, who's going to have home field between the Nationals and the Brewers at this point. Nationals are 1 game ahead of them.
They won today, that's why.
Yeah, and then in the AL, you got Oakland is in first right now by a game and a half. Then you got Tampa Bay, and you got Cleveland. That's a half game from Tampa Bay. So, sheesh. And Cleveland is beating up on the White Sox right now. Something awful.
Well, that's not shocking.
And why would they put that game on TV? It's on ESPN.
Because the Indians is battling to make the playoffs. It ain't for the White Sox.
Hell, shit.
They don't care about y'all.
They should have enough not to put us on TV.
No, they care about the Indians fighting for their lives.
Man, hell, this ain't no fight. What do you call this? This is 11-0 in the 6th inning.
Well,
This was
no,
literally.
I said the Cleveland Indians was fighting for their lives,
No.
not the White Sox.
Hell, don't look like it. Look,
Tampa Bay's in the tie game, 1-1.
1-1.
With the Yankees, actually.
Yeah. So
Top of the 10th.
Yeah,
Extras.
we don't care about that.
So do you want them to make it, or do you want them not? Don't want them to make
Cool.
it? Tampa Bay.
It doesn't matter. The Yankees made it. We'll see them in the next round.
So, I mean, in the Indians' schedule, oh, this is interesting. The Indians got the White Sox for 2 more games after the night. Then they end on a 3-game road trip. They're going to Washington to play the Nationals.
Nationals won't need the games, though.
It's for home field.
That's about
No.
that's about the dumbest thing in the world.
Even though I feel like in baseball,
Yeah.
you just need pitching and good defense. That travels anywhere.
Unless you're Wrigley or something like that. Some of that carry magic.
Yeah, the Kerry Magic was tragic over the last goddamn weekend. Jesus. So, who y'all got making it? Who y'all think will make it in the AL?
I have the Rays and Cleveland. I'm gonna stick with my prediction. Let me see with Oakland. Who do Oakland close out with?
I'm going with Oakland.
Oakland got the Angels. Jesus. They play some bums.
They play some fun.
They play the Angels.
They probably gonna make it then.
They playing the Angels right now. They on the road for the rest of the season. Then they play the Mariners.
I got Oakland and the Indians.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Oakland Indians too.
Who Tampa Bay in the season playing?
They play Yankees today and tomorrow.
And then they play the Blue Jays.
Everybody playing bums?
That's it. The Blue Jays is in their career.
Come on, White Sox, ruin somebody's season, man.
Yeah, they ruin their own.
Ruin somebody's season, man.
That's enough. They ruin their own.
Watch yourself.
Well, I'll be watching it in the same place though. At home.
Yeah, my God. Okay, cool. So it's time for Go Talk. Yes.
What turn is it this week?
It's on me, baby.
Like you finna come with something tragic.
Hey, Twitter world.
We finna have Little League.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Take care.
So it's gonna be 32 Shaq versus 34 Shaq.
23 Mike versus 45.
It's only gonna be a 3-game span. Who you crowning? All right, hold on. All right, I gotta go one though.
It might be.
First guy, player A. This is football, National Football League.
Men's.
Let me guess, it's only women.
You might have pulled out a lingerie football league or some stat we don't know.
Flag football.
Speaking of, before I get into that, why the hell is WNBA playoffs, man? Why the hell is Candace Parker only playing goddamn 20 minutes?
11.
11 minutes? Anybody in here know D-Fish number?
Derek Fisher's the coach. I mean, why does that surprise you?
What is going on?
Why does that surprise you?
What?
Derek Fisher's the coach.
What? 11 minutes? Elimination game?
Derek Fisher the coach.
Elimination game?
Go talk, man.
Jesus
Derek Fisher.
Christ.
Are they running the triangle?
They running a box.
I don't know what the hell they doing.
Player A.
They don't want to make it though.
He's a Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler. What else I want to get you?
How many receiving yards he got?
He's got 47 interceptions.
Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl, yeah, he's got 1,231 tackles, and he was on the All-Decade team.
Defense player. Yeah, Super Bowl.
5-time All-Pro. 5-time Pro Bowl. Player B
Defensive back.
is a 3-time Super Bowl champion,
Be a linebacker.
5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time. No, he was an All-Decade team as well. 838 tackles, 53 interceptions.
Defensive back. Ed Reed is player 2. No, I know.
Yeah, you goddamn right.
I like to guess without looking up stats.
Jimmy
Ed
Bucket
Reed
shirt?
Ed Reed is
Throwback.
player 1?
No.
Throwback, baby.
Got a Jimmy Bucket
Throwback,
shirt.
baby. Throwback.
We gotta get to
Throwback. Jamie Bucket.
Look like a Rich Central jersey going wrong.
Practice jersey.
Cornerback. How many Super Bowl championships does player 2 have?
3.
Ty Law.
He's fucking right. Yeah, he did one of my numbers.
Yeah.
He guessed like, oh,
Hey,
Ty Law.
man, he got a Super Bowl championship.
You said the other one got
Patriots,
3?
man.
Ty Law's the one with 3?
Yeah. The other one has 1.
One.
Player A had 1.
One Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's not Antonio Cromartie.
Yeah, it's not the All-Decade kids team.
Oh man.
Ooh.
If you get
Real
both of
Reeves.
these right. Oh my. No, nigga.
Damn. That was good. He drew that. I looked up like, yeah, that could have been it.
Reeves got one,
He
though.
was silent.
Reeves definitely got one. He's just not the All-Decade team.
You go to New England, you bound to get one. You should. Has anybody gone to New England since they've been winning and didn't get one?
Randy Moss.
I really hate that. Number one, I hate I asked that question.
Rondé Barber is number 2.
Yeah.
Rondé Barber and Ty Law.
Yep.
Bro, this is easy. I don't
Yeah.
even have to look this up.
Yeah, I don't really have to look it up either.
Yeah, Ty Law.
It's Tyler.
By landslide.
You ain't gotta look it up. It's Ty
I
Law.
don't really have to look this up either.
The tackles don't mean nothing for
Tyler.
Rondé. The man got 1,200 tackles.
Ty Law.
No disrespect to Rondé Barber, but I'm picking Ty
You-
Law.
We could disrespect him, not disrespect him. Let's just keep it real. Ty Law.
Yeah, Ty Law was,
Ty Law was a blanket.
yeah, he was a mastermind on
Wow.
my corner.
I was about to say Asante Samuel.
He was gonna. The first, I was gonna do a goat talk with him. But I was like, no, I couldn't. I was trying to piece it together. But I definitely, before Ty Law, I had Asante Samuel. And I was like, nah, let me go with it.
Rondé Barber got 28 sacks though.
It's cute.
That don't change your mind.
No,
They got 14 touchdowns. Like, he was taking this shit to the house.
it's cute.
It's cute. Ty Law wins though.
I mean, my eye test definitely tell me Ty Law. My eye test definitely tell me.
I didn't
Ty
know
Law.
Rondé Barber numbers was this nice.
Rondé Barber got some good numbers.
He got some really good numbers.
That's cute though, right?
Very cute.
Still going with Ty.
15 forced fumbles.
His numbers actually are better than Ty Law's. Actually,
It's cute.
the eye test definitely tell me Ty Law though.
And he was on one of the greatest defensive teams ever. Say it again.
It's cute.
Numbers looking good, ain't they?
These numbers are looking good.
Yeah, the numbers are looking real good, ain't they?
These numbers are looking good.
They got the same amount of they got the same amount of Pro Bowls. 5. Yeah, both got 5. Tyler got 2 more championships. Both on the All-Decade team for 2000s.
Ty Law in one season had 9 interceptions, 32 pass defenses. That mean that hand touched his ball. That his hand touched the ball 41 times. He just was able to catch it 9 times. The
Now,
other 32, he knocked it down.
he just got elected into the Hall of Fame. Rondé Barber is not in the Hall of Fame yet.
That's not cute. Make it yet.
I'm just trying to tell y'all.
I mean, he's gonna make it.
You good? He gonna be in there. It's inevitable.
Oh, y'all certain about that, eh? Okay. Football's a little different from basketball.
What?
Making the Hall of Fame a little different.
I mean, football will just make you wait for 10, 15 years. You'll get in. You might not be alive to see it, but you'll get in.
Oh, okay.
It might be your daughter or your son up there saying, hey.
How many deflections you said he had?
In one season,
Yeah.
32.
Barber had 10 interceptions one year and 24 pass deflections.
That's cute.
For his career, Ty Law got 169 pass deflections. Say that's cute, they will.
It's very cute.
And
certain people you just wasn't doing it.
so what?
Certain people you just wasn't doing it.
How many tackles did Tyler have that year?
Which is that he had the
Yeah.
70 total.
He got 71.
His highest tackle season was 77.
Barber got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 90 plus tackle years. Oh. The eye test tell me Tyler.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
The
Look,
eye test
I ain't-
tell me
look.
Tyler. But these numbers are saying that Rondé Barber was just as good, if not better.
Pass deflections. Said he had how many in that 1 year, Will?
32.
32? What was his next best year?
23.
It's about
How many? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 32, 23, 18, 13, 11, 11, 10.
15 forced fumbles, 12 fumble recoveries.
This dude wasn't.
Man,
Was Ty? Let me look at Ty Law. Was he playing every game? It's a lot closer. What you think?
Not for me.
Yeah, he played for the Patriots.
It ain't got nothing to do with that. One was a lockdown corner and one was a, I hate to say it.
Cover 2.
There you go. I hate to say it. The Tampa 2 was a dangerous thing. It's easy to play. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's easy, but, you know, it's hard to travel, man, you know. It's hard to travel. It is hard.
Booth, you still who you got?
Oh, Ty, man.
Tyler Law, Lloyd Malone.
Always pick a lockdown defender.
Man.
Temp 2, cover 2. 2 covers. Don't matter. It's hard. You know how hard to be a lockdown defender?
yeah, he missed some games a couple years. Played 7 1 year. Played 7 3 years actually.
It ain't easy being a lockdown corner, man.
I'm gonna go with my eyes. I'm gonna say Tyler, but it's a lot closer than people would think though. I mean, just because that was the scheme don't mean that he should be downplayed on what he did in that scheme, which was pretty damn good.
He'll get in the Hall of Fame eventually.
Oh yeah.
I just want to let y'all know in that AFC Championship game in 2003, Ty Law picked off one no-neck quarterback, can't throw out, pick him off 3 times in one game.
Who?
Three times.
Who was it?
3 times one game.
Who was it?
Talking about Peyton Manning.
Goddamn. 3 times one game. He was just
I mean, he was good. I mean, he was
couldn't
good.
get it out there. He couldn't get it outside the no. I understand. Ty Law, 3 interceptions. One game.
Ball like floating.
Oh, it was floating.
You never had a really powerful arm.
Don't disrespect that. Don't disrespect that.
That was a gunslinger. He wasn't looking on the breath fire. was accurate.
Yeah,
Make
he had
right
a little,
decisions.
Rondé wasn't
he had a little water.
Yeah, it's all this.
Rondé wasn't no
Water.
slouch in the playoffs.
Nah, he definitely wasn't either.
You got a pick 6 in here.
Oh, okay.
A pick 6.
It's cute.
All right. So Ty Law.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tyler.
Cool with time, man. Just do it. Just do it because it's the right thing to do.
Going with Rondé.
Going against the masses. All right,
Going
man.
with Rondé Barber. I'm lying. I'm going with Ty Law. But it is a lot closer than what people would actually think. If you just mention those two names in a room, it's a lot closer than what you would think. But I'm going with Ty Law. But man, it's close. You said 3 interceptions?
3.
One game.
Make your boy like that?
1 game. 3.
Playoff.
That probably was the last year that you was able to like jam after 5 yards. You know what I'm saying?
2003.
Yeah. Ty Law was the reason that you can't do that anymore.
Didn't make it fun. Gotta get some catches going on.
Yeah.
Get some receivers, some touches.
Peyton was crying. Oh, my receiver. I just learned how to throw it.
Early in Tyler career though, he wasn't even playing. Put that out there.
You wasn't playing what?
In the playoffs. Yeah, I just want to put that out there. 96, 97, 98, but no snaps.
He said no snap.
I just want to put that out there.
What year Rondé Barber made the Hall of Fame? I'm going 2024.
Man. Randy Moss made it already, didn't
In '96, Ty Law started in the game, had 3 tackles.
he? I wish they
In
would.
the AFC division round, he had 4 tackles. And then in the Super Bowl, he had 3 tackles. That was '96.
They don't have it on here.
Oh well, you know, just to let you know,
Looking right at it.
just to let you know.
These stats is blank. Ain't these stats blank?
Yeah, you said 96? Playoffs?
The New England Patriots finished in the AFC East 11-5. Law recorded his first career playoff game and made 3 combined tackles in a 28-3 victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the AFC division round, the following week, he recorded 4 tackles as the Patriots defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-6 during the AFC Championship game. On January 26th, Law started in the Super Bowl and made 3 combined tackles during a 35-21 loss to the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, they don't have the stats here then.
So now we can't trust this site anymore. 97. Hey, Will, you just wrote that article?
Oh yeah.
It definitely have blank right here. I mean, let's take a look into it.
Well, hey, Twitter world. Follow the Goodfellas.
Don't follow Football Reference.
Oh, man, yeah, that's damn so. Goodfellas 87 on Twitter. Goodfellas spelled with a 3 instead of an E. Follow us on Instagram, Goodfellas Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Give us a like on Facebook. And on Apple Music. We got an album coming out. Now, on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and, what, Will?
Subscribe, rate, and review.
On the game. Yeah. Am I forgetting a social media? No, yeah. Y'all got shout outs? Shout out Rondé Barber, man. You gonna get in there. Go get in that hall.
No shout outs really. I mean, shout out my Indianapolis Colts. Starting off the season 2-1. I
Solid.
thought we was gonna be down in the dumps with Jacoby. He's been looking impressive. So, man,
They got the Raiders this week too at home.
3-1 then. Give us a W.
Yeah.
But no, we've been looking good. So shout out to them, man.
Hey, Will.
I am going to shout out. I'm gonna shout out. I don't even know what wine tasting event I went to. The name of
That's
it.
how good the wine was, huh? You don't even know.
Man, it was so far away.
What was it in Napa Valley?
I was in Utica, Illinois.
Utica.
Utica.
That's the place.
Yeah, it's 2 hours away. 2.5.
The wine better been excellent.
It was actually pretty damn good. I brought a bottle myself, and I'm not a wine drinker, but they had this Carmichael wine. Nice. So I'm gonna shout that out. I'm going to shout out my brother, Poon. He is expecting his first child. He's gonna have a son.
Congratulations.
He had his baby shower on Sunday, so I'm gonna shout him out. I'm gonna shout out my nephew, Trey. He just gave his girlfriend, Khalees, just gave birth to his son this last night at 11:53 p.m.
Congratulations.
So I'm a great uncle. So I had to go see my nephew in the hospital soon, of course, because they can't let him out first 3 days. And then last but not least, I am going to shout out the Bowen Boilermakers boys basketball team. We coming.
That's a lot of B's.
Yeah, we coming.
Triple B's.
True. Yeah, check it out. It's gonna be scary hours over these. Just gonna let y'all know that. It's gonna be scary hours over these. And I'm going on record and saying this right now.
Okay.
I'm going on record right now saying this right now. Bowen has the best sophomore in the city of Chicago, Logan Smith. If you don't believe me, come see him about it. Best sophomore in the city of Chicago, Logan Smith.
Logan Smith.
2021.
Yeah, Logan Smith.
Okay.
Come see about it.
All right.
We need a pregame sample, or we need the whole year.
You could come see him. You could come see him. You could come see him whatever you want to see him.
All right. I'll
You
just
can
make
come
sure.
see him whatever you
I'll
want to
make
see
sure.
him. Whatever you want to see him. The kid is special.
You know, crown
Look, I'm a crown. The kid is special for real.
What position?
He's a guard. He's a guard. We man, the kid is special.
Okay, man, free throw.
Yeah. Man, the game.
Free throw.
He can make free throws.
In the game, won't it?
He can make. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about Logan. Logan about 5'11". He probably weighed. I was honestly soaking weight about $110. Can't speed him up. You can't. He can pass. He can finish with both hands. Man, he defends like he ain't afraid to defend anybody. I don't care what your name is. He don't care what your name is. He don't care. He'll defend. He can handle the rock. The man.
Can you shoot better than me?
He,
No, you studied. I got some hope. He answered right away.
You got a
I
little
gotta
hope.
get back on the court. I gotta get back on the court.
You got a little hope, boo.
I got a little hope.
You got a little hope. You got a little hope. You got a little hope.
Don't let the fireman do
Nah,
that.
but that
No,
Jimmy Butler,
I'm
sir.
gonna be honest. You know, Boo got a little hope.
$5 million for nothing.
You got a little hope. But Logan, man, listen, that kid is special. Everybody that has seen Logan play has said he's special.
Check that out.
Check that out.
Check that out. Shout out to OJ Simpson's Twitter, first and foremost. Hands down the best Twitter account since he's gotten on the internet. I don't care what anybody says. But this ain't even really a shout out, but Ryan Clark was very disrespectful on ESPN to my quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky.
Was he disrespectful or honest?
No, man. He compared him to Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf. These dudes have never even thrown for 3 touchdowns in a game. Mitchell, he just threw for 3 touchdowns yesterday. Didn't Dak throw for 3 touchdowns against the Redskins? Mitchell had a 6-touchdown game last year against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Don't get me wrong. He is as very as average as you can get and is expected to be a game manager and is not a Mahomes or a Watson. But to say he's Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell,
But I think you got to put it into context.
he made the Pro Bowl last year.
Ryan Leaf, well,
It don't matter.
Quarterbacks don't go.
It don't matter. He made it. Did Ryan Leaf ever make it?
Okay, so you got to put it into context, right? The Bears traded up to draft Mitchell Trubisky.
Mistake.
So that's what happens when you are a top 2 pick. Ryan Leaf was the number 1 overall
But he
pick.
ended up being
Jamarcus Russell
out of
was
the league. And their first couple seasons wasn't even good. Like, even close to, like, being good.
But look at where his comparison is coming.
I mean, but shit. Did they even ever make the playoffs?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that, hey.
Not with them quarterbacks at the helm.
Ryan Clark, hey. Pat, calm down on, just chill a little bit.
He was still hyped from when dude tried to disrespect
Like Cam Newton.
He was a little hyped still. It was a couple days later.
Yeah, they said Cam Newton fight. Cam Newton brought this on himself.
He was just a little hyped.
He was hyped, but dude was bogus for trying to praise Eli and diss Cam. But never forget,
They do that all the time.
never forget Cam Newton had a chance to die for that ball in the Super Bowl, and he didn't. And his career ain't been shit since. Booth, you got a shout out?
Nope, not now one.
You get on your shirt, boo.
Jimmy Butler, man, throwback. Walmart, $9.99, 2012. I got it.
Yep, that is going to do it.
Shout out to Jimmy Butler, man. Say he gonna try to bring that fourth banner to Miami.
It's cute.
Hey, I'm with A-Will on that one. That's cute. Everybody says championship. They don't do the things you need to win a championship. Damn well the Miami Heat ain't getting no fourth banner
Hey, that's what he posted.
unless they make copies of the other ones
Hey, that's what he
and
posted.
hang them up.
Hey, I'm just the messenger.
Laminated.
I just follow the people on Instagram. That's all.
Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell. That's a dope talk for your ass right there. Which one y'all taking?
I'll holler at y'all.
Ryan Leaf.
There you go.
Yes.
And until next week,
He got a longer lasting career.
love, live life.
Booth, cut this off.